Team Cyprian, once again, welcome to my channel. I'm super excited. The support you are giving me, it means a lot to me. May Almighty God bless you. And today, I just came across a certain video which is very sensitive. I think we are going to learn something out of this video, guys. But before I put the video here, I just want us to discuss something yenye nilisikia jana mpaka nikasikia like I'm pissed off. Yani ni kusema kufikia sasa hivi, my Rift Valley sisters and brothers, you can have the audacity ya kusema kwamba Morara, tell me pesa ambazo William amekula nikurudishie, ama pesa zako zenye William Ruto amekula nikurudishie. That's Kenya. I'm so shocked, I'm disappointed. Yani mpaka wakati sisi kama wa Kenya mtu anakuonyesha kwamba hii project pesa zenye zilikuwa allocated ni pesa fulani, hii barabara pesa zenye zilikuwa allocated ni pesa fulani, and then you go ahead and telling someone niambie pesa zako zenye William Ruto amekula nikurudishie. Wa Kenya, can we for once stop this thing called mtu wetu? We will be crying mtu wetu where sisi wenyewe tunaumia. Huyu ni mtu ambaye amekuja kuambia kwamba hivi ndivyo mambo yapo, na amekuja kuwawekea wasi mpaka wewe mwenyewe unaangalia na macho yako unaona yenyewe hapa amesema ni ukweli. But you have that courage ya kuambia msee niambie pesa zako zenye ulipatia William Ruto akakula nikurudishie. Kenyans, can we be one nation? Tunapopigana na ufisadi ama tunaposema tunataka good leadership, this good leadership ikikuja, sisi kama wa Kenya, sisi wote tutabenefit. Sisi wote tutakuwa tumepata ile, yani at least nafuu kidogo. Like now guys, wakati sukari inapanda Kisii, Rift Valley haipandi eti juu president anatoka kwenu. Nairobi pia inapanda, kila mahali inapanda. Wakenya sisi wote tumeumia. And that's why we are saying, come 2027, we Kenyans, we are going to vote for leaders ambao wanaenda kusaidia wa Kenya. Si leaders ambao waendi kusaidia wa Kenya. Hao watu kwa miaka mingi sana wamekuwa wakikula pesa zetu zenye zinafaa watujengee barabara mzuri, watuwekee madawa kwa hospitali, watoto wetu wasome vizuri, wajengewe madarasa. Kuna wengine hata wanasomea chini ya miti. Guys, tell me, wewe kwenu kuna scenario imewahi happen ama mvua ikanyesha na mko na mgonjwa mkashindwa kupita? Ama wakati kwenu mvua inanyesha kama pikipiki ni 200 mnalipishwa 300 ama 400. Alafu uko hapa una shout kwamba mtu wetu. This thing called mtu wetu itatumaliza na itatumaliza kabisa. Anyway, back to this thing yenye nimepatana na video. There is a certain video here I just want to pray for you guys, to play it, alafu muweze kuisikiza kwa umakini, whereby ameweza kuelezea vizuri. Churchill yeye ndio ako kwa energy sector, Murkomen alikuwa appointed kwa transport, Karibu Koistani alikuwa KA, and William Ruto Port of Mombasa. Cyrus Mutwa social health insurance sasa hivi, na ni yeye alikuwa anafanya Amakoko insurance. Amakoko insurance ni ya Ruto yeye mwenyewe. Now alikuwa nini chairman, ametoka sasa kwa Amako, ameingia chief. Adani has the interest of taking over energy sector, hiyo ya energy na Mombasa port. Sasa hao watu wote ukiangalia hiyo sako, so unaona it's very easy for Ruto kufanya vitu zake, wasaini mapepa, wafanye kila kitu, because ukiangalia Churchill, Murkomen, Karibu Koistani, William Ruto, Cyrus Mutwa, hao watu wote. Cyrus Mutwa nimesikia he has been a long term friend. Hao watu wote ukiwaweka pamoja, wewe mwenyewe hauwezi ukachezezea something. Wakenya, let's wake up. Wakenya tutamesiwa. And there's someone who is ready to take over the whole of this country. And we are going to be slaves in our own country. Imagine how painful it is when you are a slave in your own country. When you don't have freedom of expression, freedom of speech in your own country. Just because there is a greedy leader somewhere who wants to buy everything in this country. And that's why we have been crying. Kenyans, can we come together so that we fight bad governance in this country, because bad governance in this country affects every Kenyan. Affects every Kenyan. Akuna, nothing like you come from Rift Valley, or I come from Central, I come from Nyanza. It affects everyone. And that's why we are saying, Morara and your team, continue doing civic education in this country. Continue doing civic education in every constituency. This is what we want as Kenyans. And I'm going to post it for you, a video whereby there is a guy called KOT, Marvin Mabonga, doing civic education in those villages with Morara. And now there are some Kenyans who are just saying like they are doing nothing, guys. Do you know it takes someone, it takes a lot of time, sacrifice to do civic education, especially in the villages. And that's what we have been seeing. If you are in your village right now, ambia wazazi wako this is what's going on in our country. Msiwafiche. Wacheze hizo video za Morara aki-expose the rotten governance. Mwelezee kwamba unapoingia hospitali unakosa madawa. Kuna wale mapwenyenye wameiba madawa, wamepeleka kwa mavioski zao kwenda kuuzia pale. But there are some Kenyans up to this point, you haven't seen any point, you haven't seen any bad leadership in this government, then you should check yourself. You should. Anyway, guys, before my pressure increases, let's watch this video, and I will post the video of Mabonga later so that we can discuss more about it. So to Team Cyprian, I can say thank you so much for watching. May Almighty God bless you. Let's enjoy watching this video. I hope you are going to learn something, and leave a comment down there so that we can know what have you learned from this video. Anyway, to Team Cyprian, I salute you.
So Kenyans, in this war ya Ruto na Gachagua, kindly don't lose focus on something called Adani. And it's a very simple thing, kushikanisha who is Adani. Just follow this chronological of events and you'll answer that question for yourself. Ruto takes over the government. After he takes over the government, he appoints his errand boy, Chirchir, to be in charge of energy sector. He appoints his sycophant, Murkomen, to be in charge of transport. He goes ahead to appoint his long-time confidant, Caleb Kositany, to be the chairman of Kenya Airports Authority. Kenya Airports Authority, Caleb Kositany, his long-time confidant. He goes to Mombasa. He appoints a guy called William Ruto to be in charge of ports in Mombasa. Are we together? Mushike vizuri. Then, on March, he appoints a guy called Cyrus Simotwa to be in charge of social health insurance. The chief, the new chief that he is bringing. Who was Cyrus Simotwa? Cyrus Simotwa has been the chairman of Amaco Insurance. Who owns Amaco Insurance? You all know it is William Ruto has stakes in Amaco Insurance. He has taken a long-time chairman for Amaco Insurance to head Social Health Insurance Fund. Adani have interest in what? Adani are coming to take over the airport. Who was in charge of transport? Murkomen. Who was in charge of Kenya Airports Authority? Caleb Kositany, a long-time confidant of William Samoei Ruto. Who is in charge of Mombasa Port? William Ruto. A guy called William Ruto. Adani are coming to take over the health. They will be in charge of our health sector. Who now is in charge of health sector? Cyrus Simotwa will be in charge. Who was Cyrus Simotwa? A person who was in charge of Amaco Insurance. Who owns Amaco Insurance? Nyinyi munajua. Adani are coming over to take the energy sector. Who was in charge of energy sector? Chirchir, who has been errand boy. Kenyans, so you now know who is Adani. Munataka kuuliza tena. The guy is grabbing your country. Na nyinyi mnapigisha siasa za ujinga hapa. The greed, ile devilish greed. Those are facts. You can Google them, you can fact check them. It's up to you.
Donkeys wana graze hapo, so you find out that nothing happened even after the government of Kenya allocated that airstrip 60 million. Then after that we went to Green Stadium, still in Kericho County. The Green Stadium, it hosted last year's, was it last year? I think it was last year's Mashujaa Day. Yeah, and so when we went to that stadium, I'm told that the government of Kenya had allocated over 400 million for the upgrade of that stadium, yeah, to set up facilities in that stadium. And of course, I shared the video here on this platform. You'll find out that even the changing room, yeah, where if there are games there, of course the players, they need to have somewhere called the change room, where they have to change from their clothes to the official attire of the match. And then James, are you able to speak?
Thank you, T. How are you?
I'm fine. Do you have a question or any comment?
I have only a comment just to say you're doing good work, and that is very impressive. And what I really know is that our country will be back to its state. It is only a matter of unity with every citizen, and I'm sure one time when that unity will be, we will make this country come to an ultim or a stop of this maybe corruption, that the leaders don't see as corruption. They just see is the way to go in when they are in the office. And so I would be happy one day when I will see that our leaders whom we choose, they are not really doing the wrong thing and calling it the right way, being in the system of corruption. I know one day the truth will come to reality, and we will have accountability with our nation. We will have honesty with our nation, and that will be my happiness. Even if it takes how many years, how many minutes, how many ages, that will be my prayer one day. So asante sana.
Okay, thank you so much, Esther. And of course, personally, I believe you are within the jurisdiction of our nation. And so, my question to you, Esther, you as a young person, I know you are of my age. What are you doing? What are you doing to ensure that we have that change? Just a question, a simple question to you.
I would say, personally, I'm at Kitui, and I am also at a award called Zombe Mwitika Award. And this is a place where the party of UDA has reigned in many of our wards. That is Kitui East. Most of the MCAs, they won through UDA. So that means they are supporting our president. And so it's not easy. As you have said, someone was just asking you how much Ruto has stolen. Maybe I'm facing the same challenge, but what I would say, I've tried to educate and tell them the reality of the small shilling that they think is the mandate for government to just loot it. But when they come to their own thinking and understanding, they find that is money that should not be misused. Like, for example, we have Kitui, there's a TVET in Kitui East, which the MP promised that has paid for the new students, but literally that was just a lie, that it was out of a way of just convincing the Zombe Mwiteka that has paid for the new members who are joining the school. So I'm trying my best to have conversation with every individual I meet. So that is what I'm doing on my end.
Okay. Thank you so much, Esther, and of course, continue doing the Lord's work. Yeah, you know, we've always believed that we want to leave this nation better than we find it, and so by doing exactly what you've said here on this space, it means that you doing the Lord's work. Yeah, so continue injecting, continue putting your leaders on toes for them to account for each and every project, each and every shilling they are given, because those money are ours. Yeah, we are the taxpayers, and so continue doing that. James, are you there? I suspect if James is able to speak, and of course we have our professor here, Professor Kibwana. Professor Kivuta Kibwana has been a person who has really stood with this movement, and you find out that even before we the Gen Zs went on the streets and of course realized that we need to do civic education, Prof. Kibwana had written a book for civic education, and of course I have that copy and I've been sharing with you guys, and so I just want to welcome him to say a word, and then of course we proceed with the conversation. Prof, karibu.
Asante sana court, and congratulations for the work that you guys were doing today. You have been doing with Morara and others. Poleni kwa kazi. I just wanted to say kitu kidogo tu, kwa sababu hii ni conversation yenu, and people like us, we try where we are asked to just be of assistance, because it is you guys who must develop into that different leadership that will not do the wrong things that are happening in this generation of the people who are in power and even earlier generations. So you have a lot of responsibility as you that will transform our country. Just from what you told us, I like the fact that there is a ground injection, there is express injection, there is a injection in other social media, and so the injection is really going, and I hope and I wish that what you find, it should be documented everywhere. It begins to become material for further political education. It is shared, and when you go a place, I hope you are leaving people to do the same work, so that you plant it like missionary work. Like you say, you're doing the Lord's work. So when missionaries, go a place, they leave, other people now on ground, trying to continue the work. And of course, one looks at what you're doing as a very powerful form of political education. The others who are going into matatus, the others who are, doing many things, so that it is like a reincarnation of street power. This is knowledge power, and so really, people grow within what you're doing, and people create the Kenya we want. What is the manifesto? What are the things that should be? And even actually, one point was, and I think Esther mentioned it, was you did not get hostility from the people. Even the person who was asking how much has Ruto stolen so that I can refund. During our time, sometimes in the 90s, you could go to certain places and the people would be hostile because they thought you are trying to remove their guy from power. But even when they ask many questions, that is good, that is how it starts, then they continue to know, they continue to understand. And the fact that even people in some places protect you against marauding MPs, or even people say pesa kidogo ya fuel, that is really a big thing. And it's really my prayer as you go to all the places, eventually in each ward, 1450 of them, there will be presence of people who are injecting and creating the kind of political framework that you believe you will occupy, and it will take you and our country.
The idea of going to places, injecting, just a minute, going to places, talking to people and explaining to them what is exactly happening and trying to mentor even others and to leave them on the ground is a very good idea, and I welcome that idea from Professor Kibwana. And so guys, let us do this. I believe we are the people that this nation wants. So thank you, Professor, but I lost you at some minute. I don't know if you are done with your submission. I ain't sure about that.